Gordon Murray. Ian Gordon Murray CBE, born June 18, 1946 in Durban, South Africa, is a South African-born British designer of Formula One racing cars and the McLaren F1 road car. Early life. Born to Scottish immigrant parents, Murray was born and grew up in Durban, South Africa. His father was a motorcycle racer and later prepared racing cars. Murray studied mechanical engineering at Natal Technical College, now Durban University of Technology, which made Murray an honorary professor in 2002 and awarded him an honorary doctorate in 2011. He built and raced his own car, the IGM Fort, in the South African national class during 1967 and 1968. Formula One career. Brabham, 1969 to 1986. Murray moved to England in 1969, hoping to find a job at Lotus Cars. But Murray was offered a job at Brabham after coincidentally meeting then Brabham designer Ron Taranach. When Bernie Ecclestone took over the Brabham team, he appointed Murray chief designer. There Murray designed many Grand Prix cars, some of which were World Championship Grand Prix winners. These designs include the extraordinary BT46B, also known as the Brabham fan car, as well as the World Championship winning BT49 and BT52. Murray developed a reputation for an innovative approach to design, applied not only to car concepts and details but also to race strategy. Between 1973 and 1985 Murray's Brabham scored 22 Grand Prix wins, finished second in the Constructors' Championship in 1975 and 1981, and gave Nelson Piquet Drivers' Championships in 1981 and 1983. For the 1986 season, Murray designed the radical and highly ambitious low-line Brabham BT55 in an effort to increase downforce without adding excessive drag by lowering overall ride height. The car, however, was not a success, and the year proved disastrous for Brabham, with the team's 1985 car, the Brabham BT54, called into use for the British Grand Prix in a desperate effort to get results. Despite the BT55's problems and lack of results, Murray remained convinced that his design was correct. During 1986 it was discovered the car's main problem was actually the BMW engine, which in the low-line design had to be turned to an angle of 18 degrees from horizontal. This caused oil surge when cornering and further harmed the engine's already poor throttle response. While the car had better downforce in the corners than its predecessor and was one of the fastest in a straight line thanks to its low drag, the engine problems saw to it that the car was only competitive on the fast circuits of the year such as Hockenheim, the Osterreichring and Monza. In a late 1986 season interview, Murray stated that he believed the low-line concept would work better if mated to a more compact V6 such as the Honda or TEG Porsche engines, rather than a taller straight four like the BMW. A further noteworthy aspect was the inconsistent Pirelli race tires, which had also hampered the team's 1985 season. McLaren, 1987 to 1991. After leaving Brabham, Murray had received an offer from Ron Dennis and joined McLaren as technical director on a 3-year contract, taking over the role formerly held by John Barnard. Learning from his low-line Brabham experience, he had also brought his BT55 drawings with him from Brabham. Murray played a part in the design team, headed by Steve Nichols, which produced not only 1987's McLaren MP43, which had won 3 races and had been much more streamlined than the previous McLaren MP42 series designed by Barnard, but also the 1988 Honda turbo-powered McLaren MP44, which won 15 of the 16 Grands Prix, and gave Ayrton Senna his first Drivers' Championship. In the Constructors' Championship, McLaren's points score of 199 was, at that time, an all-time high. Murray also played a small part in the design of the 1989 MP45 and 1990 MP4/5B along with Nichols and Neil Oatley. The MP45 and MP4/5B also won the Drivers' and Constructors' Championships in both years. Over the period 1988-91, the McLaren team won 4 consecutive Constructors' and Drivers' Championships. Alain Prost won the Drivers' Championship in 1989. Senna won further Drivers' Championships in 1990 and 1991. List of Formula One designs. The list of cars that were designed by Gordon Murray and actually raced in Formula One is: McLaren cars. From 1991 to 2004, Murray headed the offshoot McLaren Cars team to design road-going supercars, the McLaren F1 and the Mercedes-Benz SLR McLaren. Gordon Murray Design. In July 2007, the Gordon Murray Design Consultancy was established, and released initial details regarding its upcoming T.25, Type 25, prototype city car along with mention of a future lightweight, economical supercar project. The T25 will be smaller than a Smart 42. In November 2009, Gordon Murray Design and Zetec Automotive announced plans to develop an electric-powered version, the T.27. On November 17, 2008, Gordon Murray won the Idea of the Year accolade at Autocar magazine's annual awards ceremony for the manufacturing process proposed for the T.25. The car, dubbed T27, will be the product of a partnership between Murray's company and British technology company Zetec, which will build the powertrain. A celebration of 50 years of Murray's involvement in the car industry was held called One Formula. Every one of Murray's F1 designs was on display along with the McLaren F1 road car and examples from his personal car collection, along with hundreds of rock band t-shirts that Murray had amassed over the years. The book One Formula, 50 Years of Car Design details Murray's designs. On August 4, 2020, Murray released the T.50 supercar, the logical successor to the McLaren F1. Other projects. In 1981, Murray was involved in improvements for Midas cars. Murray independently designed the Rocket, an ultra-lightweight, open-cockpit roadster powered by a 1-liter motorcycle engine, which has an appearance similar to that of a 60s-era Grand Prix car. Looking like a single-seater, it could accommodate a passenger in tandem with the driver, the second seat located beneath a removable cover. The Rocket was built by former racing driver Chris Kraft at the Light Car Company. Murray is a contributing editor for American Road and Track. In September 2016, it was announced that Murray had been appointed to develop the Ox, a flat-pack low-cost vehicle, for the British charity Global Vehicle Trust. Murray is collaborating with TVR to design the upcoming TVR models scheduled for release in 2017. Portrait of Murray. Murray agreed to sit for sculptor John Edgar in 2009 as part of his Environment series of terracotta heads, on the strength of his developing vision for small car design. Honors. On December 28, 2018, it was announced that Murray had been made a CBE in the 2019 New Year Honors, for services to motoring. 2019 New Year Honors, for services